this is the natural process that you will develop. We can't learn it from anywhere, we can't copy it from anywhere. It will come from ourselves only when we practice a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not how much you are studying and at what time you are studying. It's about the experience of the past some years that you have gained, and how that aptitude is being used in especially those 2 hours. Irrespective of the preparation you have done for the interview, how well you are able to articulate it, how well you are able to handle that situation, I think that determines our score, irrespective of how much you have read or learned in the time that you are getting. So I think that this example of mine perfectly fits what I'm saying.
Today I have a very special guest with me in Lead IAS Success Podium, Saksham Bhatya, and he got 83 rank in this civil service result. So this conversation is about his journey, his method, and his mindset. So I usually do this exploratory kind of interview, which I will be dividing this conversation into 3 parts. The first part will be about the journey. The second part will be on the strategy, and the third part, most importantly, the mindset.
Sure.
So let's start with your track record.
Yeah.
So where did you study, and how many attempts you took to crack this exam?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you to you from my side for having me here and letting me to connect with so many people at the same time. So thank you for having me. Talking about my journey, I think my association started with UPSC mainly when I engaged it full time was during the COVID time, the COVID lockdown when it came. It was my graduation second year. I started giving time to myself, forming the notes myself, and then having all those processes that a usual aspirant goes with. And my first attempt was in 2021. I was not very confident, but I had to give it because I have been into preparation since last 1 year. So could not clear prelims that time, and then soon after that I came to Delhi for doing my masters in December 2021. So 2022 had to be my second attempt, but as like the time approached near the prelims, so I felt again underconfident and decided not to give that attempt. Though people were not happy with me, my family, my friends, that I should have been giving that attempt, but I decided not to. So that was a skip year. I prepared for the whole year along with my masters in JNU itself, sitting in their libraries and reading rooms. So 2023 came to be my first serious attempt. I cleared prelims, gave mains, also cleared mains, appeared for the interview, but unfortunately could not make into the finalist. So again, though I had these plans that I would not be giving 2024 attempt because of all the stress all over the last 3-4 years, but howsoever my friends, my family convinced me that I should try once more, not taking a skip year. Fortunately, I cleared prelims with very less efforts being put in it. Then again prepared with a very serious attitude for the mains, cleared it fortunately, and finally the interview happened in January 2025, 8th of January, and now into the list, rank 83. So this was the full journey that I have been going through since last 3-4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that I noticed is that you started preparing from the college.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of preparation you took, and also I wanted to know what was your motivation to take this career path?
Yeah. So I basically started from the college. I sometimes considered it as one of the mistakes that I made. I'm telling very honestly that as soon as I joined my UG first year, I decided to join a coaching, go there, complete my lectures, and just be into the process. But I don't think that is the right process that must be followed. I feel that a student who is into his UG, he must be very much involved into the college. First of all, he must be developing that personality of his or her, so that that leadership skills, that involvement into co-curricular things should not be avoided on the thing that we are preparing for UPSC. So just give time to yourself, develop a good awareness of your surroundings in at least 1 to 2 years of your graduation, and then what you can do is start being a little bit serious from your third year, so that if at all you are giving the attempt soon after your graduation, you are having that 1 year time for your preparation. So I think that should be the ideal time to go into the preparation, not like when we become a robot just studying all the time since the first year for graduation. I think that is not even needed. So first being that. Secondly, talking about the motivation, how I decided to come into the services, I think that was basically the way I have been brought up in my family. I have just my mother and my sister who is already married. My father passed away very early in 2007 due to some unfortunate disease that he got. So like my mother was the one who has taken all the responsibilities on herself and allowed me to like grow in that environment where I have faced challenges at the same time, but a lot of was already being done for me, and no, like nothing was being left from her side so that I face some of the difficulties in my process. So like getting all those values and learnings from her motivated me that I should be the one who can be that factor who can help many people in the upcoming times. So just a way, I think this is one of the good platforms where I can become a factor where I can help really more such people who face such difficulties. So I think that became a motivating factor, and the rest one being that I needed a good career for myself also. So the motivating factor being that one, and secondly the practical choice for also a good career.
Just wanted to understand whether you were a studious person from school time onwards,
Yeah.
whether you continue to top in the school exams
Yeah.
and also in
So
college.
yes, I have been one of them. I have a very good academic record. Fortunately, with God's grace, I have been good in that. But like again, I would say that just focusing on the studies part and not focusing on the co-curricular part or the personality development thing should not be the way to go on. You need to be studious, but also at the same time you must be focusing on the several other activities. I was also like that. I used to participate in debates, speeches, competitions, music, and all, and also focus on my academic career like record as well. So I think if we are a mix of both, that is the best case scenario. If you are not good in academics, that completely fine. Just go with the passion you have, the activity you feel comfortable with, and if you are completely comfortable with academics, that's also fine. So like a middle path is the best that I believe for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's come to the second part of the interview, that is about the strategy.
Right.
So your journey was of a correctional in nature. So the first prelims you did not clear,
Right.
and the second interview you could not crack, you
Right.
did not get good marks, and it is in the third attempt, a lot of trial and error you have gone through.
Yeah.
So you must have known what went wrong
Yeah.
in each of this attempt.
Yeah.
And made corrections.
Yeah.
So what are those insights?
See, when I talk about my first attempt, 2021, I think I was the person solely responsible for it. Like, not enough prepared. Even I didn't have the confidence. Like, I felt that I should not be giving that attempt, but I already told you that I had to give it. So I feel like the only thing that I learned from it was that I need to prepare more. So I had to put in a lot of more efforts for it. So that was the learning from my first attempt. Coming to the second attempt, I think mains was the area where I was the most like where I could not make it properly, because interview I got an above average score, that was 171. So that's not too a big problem. But mains I was just marginal near the cutoff, like the total was 730. So that was the main issue where I was not being able to make into the list. So when I got the chance to write one more mains in 2024, where I finally got the rank, I worked on those areas, like few being that I improved a lot, like tried to improve a lot on my answer writing skills. The major changes I made was that I started writing very specific to what is being asked, not beating around the bush, not just throwing out the facts and whatever things we have learned, but being very specific to what is being asked. They want to know like how much do you know, not just how much do you know, but how specific do you know the thing that is being asked. So be very clear, very crisp with your things. Secondly, I improved on this part, that I increased the quantity of points also. Like earlier I used to write 5-6 points in a 10 marker question, now I took it to 8 to 10 points, so that they get more variety. and more variety means I have more opportunities to do the value addition part as well. So that was another thing. Thirdly, I made the intros and conclusions a bit more innovative, so that was another thing. Fourthly, like I started writing basically if suppose a way forward is not being asked to me, but I just put it in the answer so that a sense of completion can be sensed in that answer. So writing end to end, that was another thing that I made the changes. So this was the basic changes that I made into the mains, and that helped me improved a lot. Like 57 marks got improved in the mains only. Talking about the interview, I think I, like, though I told that I got an above average score, but still a scope of improvement was there. So and this time I got my interview quite early. It was on 8th of January, the second day. So yes, I a bit a situation that could have given me some worries about it, but I think I went very natural this time. Like just 2 or 3 mocks, I just tried to be myself. I had like the only preparation I did for interview was having discussions with my PhD mates in JNU. Like every time I just used to discuss everything with them, and whatever like the discussions was being made, I made it the sole point that I need to be very natural. I need to tell them what I think about the issues, not something that I have ratified from somewhere. So that was thing. Thirdly, I focused on this thing that my body language should be very engaging this time. Earlier, like having given a lot of mocks, I developed this thing. Like I was being told that you need to be quite like sincere sitting like this in the interview. This time I didn't follow all these things. I like had a bit of hand movement, eye engagement with all the members. So I think these were the basic changes, with a with a constant smile all over the interview, not being stressed whenever if I even if I am not able to answer something, not bringing that stress onto the face. So I think all these things worked, and I improved my interview score from 171 to 201 this time. So I think whatever I'm telling did work for me, and that's why I got into the list. So these were the basic learnings and the improvements that I made.
You have very good clarity about the journey that you have come.
Yeah.
And one thing that I stuck in my mind is the idea that you increase the number of points in the writing paper.
Yeah.
And that is very critical.
Right.
And I just wanted to know, how do you improve that aspect?
Yeah.
Because were you learning a lot of things new so that you can write more number of points?
Yeah.
Or is it a difference that you made in the thinking process that helped you to write more points?
See, I believe this thing does not comes through more and more reading or learning, because I was well learned and read even in the last attempt also. But I think this is some answer writing skill that you develop constantly while you think. And this thinking process will develop when you practice a lot. So I always give this advice that we need to do a lot of brainstorming, especially with the PYQs. Leave the mocks aside for some time. Just whenever you are starting, take the PYQs, try to write. If you are not able to write, just brainstorm them. When you will think, you will get those ideas like how to take those 5-6 points into 8-9. Because sometimes what we do is we give a combination like where we can divide those 2 points separately. We just tend to write it at one place and give a bit of explanation to it. I don't think that should be done like that is an ideal way to do. You just put the point, give an example, and move to the next point. Try to increase the quantity in that way. We know a lot of things, but we don't know how to present it properly, and that can only come when we think, when we write, when we practice. So this is the natural process that you will develop. We can't learn it from anywhere, we can't copy it from anywhere. It will come from ourselves only when we practice a lot.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed is that, like, in the second attempt, you did not put much efforts for prelims.
Yeah.
And somewhere you mentioned that effortlessly you could crack prelims.
Yeah.
What is that technique?
So I think that was a luck that was with me in the 2024 prelims, because like being very honest here, when I could not make it into the 2023 finalist, I was very disheartened, at least for a month. Like I had 2 months to go for prelims. I was telling you that I didn't even want to appear that time. I wanted to skip for that year, but still people around me motivated me to just go and give the examination, having a faith in myself. So what I did was, when I recovered from that phase of not making it into the list, I just sat for some time with YouTube videos, revision kind of videos with some of my notes, very basic in preparation. Like I would say that seeing people preparing for last 4 months for the prelims and my level was no thing to be matched, even should not be matched. Like I was not good in a good situation to clear the prelims. But I think this examination is all about this only. It is not how much you are studying and at what time you are studying. It's about the experience of the past some years that you have gained and how that aptitude is being used in especially those 2 hours. So I think that those 2 hours in on 16th of June 2024 were mine, and I was able to collect all my knowledge that I had in my mind and just put it out of what was being asked. So it's basically a game where the day is either of yours or it's not. So it was with me, fortunately, again with God's grace. So I was able to clear it.
How much mock test you used to solve for prelims?
For 2023, it's very less compared to other people. For 2023, the number could be around 20 maximum, and for 24, it was just 2.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And let's come to the mains part.
Yeah.
So mains part, did you make any elaborate notes on each of the topics that is mentioned in the syllabus?
Yeah. So that's a very important thing to be done. You need to make sure that you have your notes, irrespective of what coaching you have joined, irrespective of how crisp notes are being provided to you. Just make your own notes that are very, very important. Those will be the notes that will be making sure that you are writing well. Because when you prepare your own notes, your mind gets involved into it. You think a lot. You try to innovate while making your notes. You know how value addition is to be done. So making your notes on each and every topic is very important. Like 1 or 2 topic, of course, sometimes does not get completed. It's not even possible for everyone, but try to make sure that at least 80-90% syllabus of yours is completed from your end while making the notes. And note making process is not very difficult. What you need to do is, whatever resource we are referring to, just make a good grip on it. The grip will come when you'll read it again and again, at least 3 to 4 times. And once you have got into the like flow of it, just like have the notes in your own words, taking the keywords from the original resource that you have used. So it's a simple process, but it takes efforts to be put into, and then only you'll be able to make a good form of notes. So those notes must be the one that you should be revising before your mocks, before your actual examination. And like I though had a big amount of notes, because I sometimes used to use the notes directly what I have made while going through the classes. So those were my basic notes. But at the time of examination, like a month before, whenever I used to revise, I used to just jot down important keywords, and that formed my second layer of notes. That can be used just before the examination, going inside the hall. You have those very crisp amount of notes. So I think notes making is very mandatory and should be done by everyone.
Okay, just to understand, how bulky was that note that you revised just before mains?
So like, for example, let me take a example for my optionals. So like I had PSR optional, those, and we have 2 papers further divided into 2 parts, so 4 parts. So I think like, for example, part 1B, Indian government and politics, my total notes would be somewhere around let's say 100 pages. So those 100 pages were the notes that I used to read for consistently for 2-3 months before the mains. While I was in my last phase of revision, what I did in 2024 attempt is that when I was revising it for the last time, I had a diary. I noted down the most important scholars, most important arguments in my diary in very small form, like in just the keyword form, so that I can read it just before going inside the examination hall. So this was the process I followed this time. So like that diary, around 40-50 pages, had the notes for complete optional this time. So I could not, because it was not even possible to refer to those 400 pages again for the optional. So I think, but this diary reading is very much a thing that can be done easily. So that 5 to 6 days between GS and optional, if you have those keywords oriented notes, it's very easy. Similarly for the GS thing, at whatever best possible it was for me, I formed that keywords oriented notes in the last. Like it were bulky earlier, but in the last, after frequent revisions, it is very possible to have those small notes also.
Okay. in answer writing, I already got the point that you attempt to write more number of points.
Yeah.
So apart from that, what are the 2-3 non-negotiable in answer writing?
So, like I would again stress on this point that be very relevant to the question's demand. That should not be missed. If at all you are not knowing anything about the question, then it's your choice that you, if you need to fill the space, just write whatever you know. But apart from that case, be very specific to what is being asked. Secondly, that try to cover the space being given end to end. I think that also works because I did it this time. Like this is a pure example, like very good example for this, because in 2023 attempt I was able to complete all my papers, but I scored very less, like 730. But in this attempt I left two questions, like one in GS1 and a half in GS4, but still I improved by 57 marks. So I think this is the proof that if you improve on the quality part of your initial answers, that will help you anyways to improve your score. So try to be writing end to end. Do not think and like focus less on the questions that you don't know. They can be attempted in the last. Just first try to prioritize the questions that you know well and write them very well. Try to use those diagrams, flowcharts, wherever they can be brought. So all these things do work. You need to just make sure that they are implemented properly. And talking about the optional answer writing, I personally did it in the paragraph form because I think optional requires optional tests our academic understanding more for the subject and not just the general understanding, and that's why we read it in so detail. So writing in paragraphs is a better way to express yourself also. So I did this paragraph wise writing in my optional, and I think again I have improved my marks by 17 marks in optional also. So that also helped, like I was writing specific. And one more thing that I would like to advise for the optional answer writing is that do not base your answer on what scholars have said. Give your analysis and try to substantiate your point with what scholar has said. So like in the last attempt I used to if for example there is this idea, there is this topic on realism being asked in international relations, so what we do is just mention the scholars and complete the answer. That should not be the way. Try to give your own analysis. How do you understand realism? How is it being implemented globally? What are the real case scenarios where realism is being shown? And then bring on the scholars that this scholar has also said, which proves their point. So, because this happening has already happened and the scholar had predicted it. So that way shows that you are able to analyze the events properly and then able to make something out of it. So I think this should be the way to write an answer in optional. Second point I would like to stress is you need to be not being like compartmentalizing the sections, like they have been divided 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, but you need to be very fluid in that. Try to use your knowledge from 1A into 2B or 2A. So try to intermix it, like wherever you can build those connections, bring it in your answers and let them reflect of how good an understanding you have developed about the idea. And I think that will help you gain a better score in that.
Okay. So now let's come to the interview part.
Yeah.
So in interview, how you got very less time, and how did you quickly manage to wrap up the content?
Yeah. So I would say that last time the situation was completely opposite. When I appeared for an interview in the 2023 attempt, my interview came in the last week, 2nd of April. So got a lot of time and I also had many entries filled in my DAF. So like the time filled the work. I did a lot of preparation, but still like no time seems to be completely complete to us. Like we always have this feeling that still more time would have been there and I would have performed better. So seeing that thing, I got a lot of time last time, but I scored less in the same board. My chairperson also got repeated. It was Sheelvardhan Singh sir last time also and this time also. So, but again the thing is like, irrespective of the preparation you have done for the interview, how well you are able to articulate it, how well you are able to handle that situation, I think that determines our score, irrespective of how much you have read or learned in the time that you are getting. So I think that this example of mine perfectly fits what I'm saying, because this time it was just 15-16 days I got. 22nd of December the date came and I had my interview on 8th of January. So listening to it, I got a bit of fear, a bit of anxiety that too early my interview has come. It would have been better if some days more, but again it's always the consistent feeling. So what my friends made me believe that it is very much possible. You just go and have a basic revision of all the just things that you have done previously. Though I had some new entries in my DAF for this year, so I just prepared them very quickly, very concisely. My friends did also help me a lot in that preparation, and just try to be very again very articulate, very natural in that process, and I think that only helped me. So
Okay.
yeah.
How did you manage current affairs throughout the preparation?
So the strategy for managing current affairs for each of the phases is quite different. Uh, like an ideal way should be that you must be reading a newspaper regularly. Try to build that awareness of these happenings that is surrounding you each of the day. Then what should you be doing is read those monthly magazines, that whatever coaching material you are following, and have a the major issues should be in your notes, prelims oriented also, mains oriented also. However, this is an ideal case scenario. I could not follow it properly. What I did was that I used to do the monthlies but left it in between sometimes, so a lot of backlog. So what I did in 2023 attempt was did a lot of YouTube videos have those explanation videos for the year-wise compilations, the 365 magazines that we get for current affair compilations. Many of the YouTube channels do a video on that, and they try to explain it. So I just listened to it and form my last minute notes out of it, and whatever questions could be solved through it, I just went with it. So I had a very minimal approach for the prelims part with the current affairs. And I also believe this, that current affairs is not a thing that is a separate subject. It is just a thing that helps you determine what gets important from your static part. So you need to also understand it. If something is happening around you, for example, governor becomes a topic, an issue right now, a few months ago. So of course a question from governor can come in your prelims as well as mains, and you need to prepare it from your static part, not from the current affairs magazine that you are having. So I think I had the similar thing. My static part used to be determined, like what I should be revising right now, what I should be reading right now, got determined because I had a awareness of my surroundings. So this should be the approach, not just reading the magazines, but trying to develop that approach so that you can revise, you can have an understanding of the static part based on current. So that should be kept in mind. Now coming on to the mains, again what you can do is either of if you have done those monthly magazines and formed your notes, that's a very good thing. If you haven't, so many of the courses in which we enrolled, they provide those compilations and last minute current affairs videos. I just relied on that. So that was my approach. And for the interview, it should be a very current affairs part can't be ignored. I did not even try to ignore it this time. I read the newspapers even too sometimes. Did follow a lot of analysis videos. For example, this Vantage by Palki Sharma on international relations, or In Focus and Cut the Clutter. These type of shows where you try to get the analysis of what is happening around you. They give a good understanding to you. You can form a good viewpoint. So at the interview stage, you don't even have the chance to ignore current affairs. And at the prelims and mains, you need to put minimal efforts, but still you need to work a lot on that aspect. So I think this is the approach.
Okay. I think this is the first batch of UPSC toppers who had the privilege of using generative AI.
Yeah.
So in your preparation, did you use that?
Yeah, I did use it this time, especially in the mains time. Like I told you that I didn't have the time to write many of the PYQs, but I did brainstorming a lot. Like having read a question, trying to think in my mind what could be the intro, what could be the main, body point, and what could be the conclusion. Then what I did is Googled the question, read some answers from the coaching academies that have provided the model answer, and finally go to the AI and try to get some more points if some innovative points can be done. So I just in my brainstorming phase, AI played that important role. And also during the interview preparation this time, in those 15-16 days, whatever, like if I was not able to find something on Google, I just went on to AI, tell me the answer for this, how could I be framing it well. So yes, it did play a role in my mains as well as in interview part, but you need to use it very intelligently. Like artificial intelligence is something that should be controlled by our own intelligence, so you need to be very like uh, you need to make sure that you are not getting misguided through it. You need to apply your own mind while being taught by the intelligence that is being given to you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And did you use any productivity tools?
No, not as such. I had this idea about an app known as Forest that helps you, like that's an app of where, like having growing trees based on your productivity. I tried to use it for some time, but I could not continue with it. So
Okay,
yes, nothing like that.
All right. Now let's come to the mindset part.
Yeah.
Okay. The first question I wanted to ask you, did you seriously think about a plan B? I mean, when you started the preparation?
Yeah. So I think plan B was not a thing that I started thinking initially during my preparation times, but it got attached with me automatically. When I came to do my masters in JNU, I like came to know a lot of things with it. That we also have an option to pursue our career into academics as well. So like getting to know a lot of people and the ideas they are following. So I just came to know about the examination, this JRF thing, Junior Research Fellowship. That is a national level examination where you clear it and you can pursue your research with a stipend coming from the government side. So I cleared it in my, like in the first attempt I gave during my masters only. So I think that came very naturally while I came to do my masters. I cleared the JRF in political science, and soon after, like I was writing my 2023 mains, I also had my PhD entrances in various of the universities alike, though I was not very much prepared because a lot of time went into the mains of 2023. So but I just gave 15-20 days preparation to it, and I went for different entrances, the topmost priority being JNU, because I had my masters from here. And very fortunately, I got an admission also in Center for South Asian Studies at School of International Studies. So I think that came as a very organic thing to me as a B career option, and I am still pursuing my PhD. And I think it would have become a natural B option to me if I could not make into civil services. So
Okay.
yes.
So this is a question I asked to all the toppers. So what is the percentage of luck
Yeah.
in your success?
I think that's a very question that I have also given a lot of thought to it. In my 2023 attempt, like when the results were going to be declared, so I had this attitude of being very much hopeful, very much sure that I am going to enter into the finalist this time, and I'll be out of this journey. But I could not. So I think the luck did not favor me that time. While this time the hopes should have been higher, but I had no hopes. Like I was very pessimistic this time. I should not have been, but that attitude came very naturally because I had seen all those things. What happens when you don't make into the list? It's a very disheartening situation. So this time I was like, maybe it could repeat the same, or I was just having this feeling that God, please just allow me any of the positions into the list so that I do not face all those situations. But I think the luck was the thing that made me straight away come to a double digit rank, 83. So yes, luck plays a very much role in it. The people around you, how much positivity they are providing you, you have those blessings of so many people. So I do believe a lot in all of these, and I think luck favored me this time, and that's why I'm sitting with you here
Okay,
today.
great.
Yeah.
And also, I just wanted to look back and see whether something that you had done or practiced during your school time
Yeah.
have benefited you in this preparation time.
So
Something that facilitated
yeah.
this success.
So like I have mentioned it several times previously also, that today I think making me sit here is just because of, I would say, like credit goes to many of the people, but two most important one being, one, my mother of course, who has taken care of everything since a long years now, and secondly my school. Like when my father passed away, the school made sure that I didn't face any of the issues in my education. They didn't even charge me anything for from my first standard to 12th standard, and they made sure that I had no issues in my education, like ranging from my uniform to school accessories and all and all. So like I can't even express it in my words. Like today making me sit here is just because of them, because if I won't have got that education, how could I be even thinking of sitting here and just telling you about all these things. So I think everything I am here today just is just because of people around me. I've just acted along the path that was provided to me with all of the efforts of the people say standing behind me. So
Okay.
yes.
All right. So it's always the support system
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
it happen.
Yeah.
And also just want to understand how social media
Yeah.
distraction, how you managed it.
Yeah. So I think that's a very valid thing to be addressed here. I was not a person who was totally cut from social media. I used to have my WhatsApp also. Instagram I came at a very later phase of my life, in my when I already had done with my 23 attempt. Then I came on Instagram. So I think that that's a thing you should not be totally disassociated with, because it also helps you in certain way. It helps you to connect with people, it helps you to pass some time when you are not feeling that great in life, but it should be a thing that you completely control and not you should be controlled by it. So like when my examination was close, I just either shut it down for some time or use it in a very regulated manner. So social media is a thing that should be completely controllable from our mind, from our hands, and we should not be the one who is getting controlled by it. But of course, not being into it is not the thing I would advise to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my final question is, there are a lot of people who aspire to become an IAS officer
Yeah.
and seriously thinking about it. What is your message
Yeah.
to them?
So, like, I'll make some points here. First of all, if you are trying to think about it, just have very sure type attitude regarding it. Like you need to be very sure before entering into this preparation, because it sometimes takes a lot of time for some people, it is very less for some. So you need to have very strong motivating factor, the reason you are aiming to join into the services. So that should be very clear. Secondly, once you have started, just have belief in yourself. You must you must be facing many difficulties, many hurdles, many setbacks, as I was also doing. But you need to make sure that those hurdles, those feedbacks are the setbacks are the things that should be acting as a much higher amount of motivation for you, not as a thing that should be keeping you a bit holded or backward. So just keep moving. Of course, have those moments of sadness also. That is also very important. And we are humans. We have our emotions that can't be removed from our lives. So it's very normal to have such situations in life, but keep on moving. And thirdly, I think an attitude of like an habit of consistency, positive attitude, as well as like hard work is very much important. You can't ignore all those, but at the same time take out time for yourself, for your mental health, having a half day off weekly or a one day off weekly, spending time with your near and dear ones, going out for some picnic or a movie is the thing that would be helping you to move further in this process. So I think all these things, combination only when combined and the stars aligned with you, would be helping you to finally crack whatever you are trying to do in your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe the entire point is not to become an officer, but to become a good officer.
Yeah.
So I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
And our country is going to become a developed country very soon, and you will be in the forefront leading that.
Thank you
all
so
the
much,
best.
sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All the best.
Lead IAS, #1 IAS Academy in Kerala.